Our next guest is placing bets on Russia despite these falling oil prices. Joining us right now is Rogers Holdings Chairman Jim Rogers, back from Asia. Good to see you, Jim.
I'm delighted to be here, Maria.
Thank you so much.
I wore my Christmas tie just
I
for you.
see that, and that's great. Very nice.
Happy holidays.
And to you. You, a long time ago, told us you wanted to invest in Russia, buy Russia, and even though the economy there is plummeting because of the price of oil, I have to believe.
Yeah, it is. But
okay.
My largest stock holdings, believe it or not, the Moscow Stock Exchange, Aeroflot, and Fosac are all making all-time highs. I'm in shock.
Wow.
I don't deserve to be making money, but I am.
So they're doing well. What do you think's behind these moves?
Well, partly Mr. Putin is doing everything he can for Aeroflot as well as for the stock exchange and the fertilizer company. I'm very bullish on agriculture, and they got great cost advantages because the ruble is collapsing and they sell in dollars.
Right. Okay, so you still like Russia?
So sticking with the Russian theme, if oil stabilizes or rallies, is that part of the thesis? Well, that should...
Then you should put a lot of money into Russia if that happens, or Kazakhstan and some other countries that are being killed by the price of oil. Yeah, if it happens, sure, I might make even more money.
But now, a lot of investors feel the best way to get long Russia that don't have the expertise that you do to go in and buy an individual name.
Don't think I have any expertise. I learn everything from Maria.
I think you do, because you've been coming on talking about Russia and all of these faraway places in terms of, you know, under pressure, and yet you've been right.
Sometimes even I get it right. Sometimes.
So is there an ETF to...
Oh, yeah, there are ETFs. There are ETFs that trade in New York. RSX and ERUS are a couple of ones that pop into my mind. Yeah. I actually own more shares than I do the ETFs, but yeah, it's a great way to play.
Okay. And is Putin being there and being in charge a key part of your thesis there?
Listen, one reason I've invested in, I was very negative on Russia for 47 years, very negative on Putin for 15 years, but Putin has changed dramatically in the last 2 or 3 years. Somebody in the Kremlin has, and that's why I started investing in Russia. After 47 years of being a bear.
How do you think he's changed, Jim?
He understands, Cap. He can understand you can't just take money away from people. You can't just shoot them. You can't just put them in jail. You have to play by the rules. And the Russians are starting to play by, in the financial markets, are starting to play by the rules.
Huh. That's really interesting. I think, you know, considering his praise for Donald Trump, who's doing so well in the polls, if they're our next president, perhaps we'll see a new era of American and Russian economic cooperation.